What up, Naughty Steppers? It's Connor Whitmore here again with another review for you on the Nawtystep channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the new EP from Zomboy, released on Never Say Die Records, Rott N Roll Part 2. This is the first multi-track collection since August 2017 from Joshua Mellody, aka Zomboy, who shot to dubstep fame earlier on this decade through EPs such as The Dead Symphonic and Reanimation, not forgetting of course his debut album The Outbreak, released in 2014, which very much elevated his credibility as a bass producer to another level, dipping into a wealth of unexpected genres across the 10 tracks, from electro house to trap, even breakbeat. Following that LP, his music has seen him expand much further into the US and beyond. Music of huge sound and extremely detailed, yet which I personally haven't enjoyed in quite the same way as his earlier stuff, leading me to write a piece in 2016 when he released the Neon Grave EP about how I thought his insistence on sound had very much overwhelmed the inventiveness of his ideas. Something which I also thought when I heard Rott N Roll Part 1, so I haven't actually enjoyed a multi-track Zomboy project for a fair while now. I've liked some songs in between, such as Invaders, Young and Dangerous, the extended mix of Like a Bitch, but generally I haven't been anywhere near as enthralled by his output as I was in the first few years of listening to him. And so I wondered, going into Rott N Roll Part 2, whether that viewpoint would change, but I would have to say it's mostly stayed the same in all honesty. Rott N Roll Part 2 once again demonstrates that when it comes to sonic quality, few can match Zomboy. His sound is still incredibly rich, there's always lots going on and it's very well put together, but more than that I find the ideas to be pretty lacking once more. However, I would say that this is definitely more prevalent in the first half of the EP than the second. The main drops in the opening two tracks, The Beast and Born to Survive, I find very uninspiring. In the former, you have these super screechy, almost mind-frying sounds, which honestly leave me wondering how he was satisfied with that, considering how creative he can be. The rapid scattergun moments are much needed, but don't save the track from the screechiness for me. In the latter, Born to Survive, again, it's just bereft of imagination, a succession of okay sounds. Couple nice touches here and there, but mostly very plain. The snares don't help his cause either. More impressive is the way that both of those tracks progress from their main drops. In The Beast, you have that chunky RIDDIM, very gruesome sounds, not special but packs a real punch. And in Born to Survive, you get the double drops, which are properly bombastic, full throttle, ravenous Zomboy in full flow. The middle track, and one that we are already most familiar with, Lone Wolf, is one that I didn't enjoy on its own, but which I appreciate more within the context of the EP, representing a turning point for the project with somewhat more inviting main drops. I like the groove of them and the way they snake through your mind, and how the second is a wilder version of the first. And funnily enough here, it's the progressions that don't impress me, a mix of laboured and trying to do too much. So it's like an inversion of the first two songs in that the main drops are better on the ear than what follows. But it does warm us up for the 2-track finale, which for me takes the EP to a different level. The Must Die collaboration Revival is definitely up there with the most graphic RIDDIM I've ever heard. It's mighty, it's large, loads of detailed demonic sounds coming together, so much weight to it but very active. The double drops I also enjoy as clearer exhibitions of their combined styles, with those Must Die screeches on show. A track that I think works well in the ordering of the EP, in following on from the previous three. It's more guttural and hellish, gets you right in the stomach, and that's what you want from these two. Whether it's anything on Survivors though, I'm not so sure. The final number, Endgame, is also very deep and earthy, Mellody going in another new genre direction, not only luring us in with a stunning stunning synthwave leaning introduction, but also delivering mid-tempo in the drops, which aren't perfectly executed, but constitute as very good ideas. I love the swagger of these drops, points where they drag a bit with not quite enough going on sonically, but they are quite thrilling in nature, and honestly, I'm over the moon he's tried this out. I think it's fantastic. Also particularly interesting in this track is the amazing orchestral section to finish, channeling the ending to his Dead Symphonic EP, even borrowing sounds directly from Gorilla March, the last track on that project, and overall closing Rott N Roll Part 2 in this very grand way, refreshing as something we haven't seen from him in a very long time. On that note, I do think it's worth addressing the best of the rest, the stuff surrounding the heaviness. The EP also opens in quite a grand way with the cinematic, all-encompassing, chugging intro of the beast, creating a nice sense of story and completion for the EP by starting and finishing in this big way. There are some lovely midsection moments, particularly in the beast, the way that it folds in and then creeps back up. To be honest, they're all really well crafted in their own ways, some more reflective and others more full on. The vocals in both Born to Survive and Endgame are very well suited to their respective tracks. I like the warm, soothing feel of RX Soul's voice in Born to Survive, full of emotion and really tells a story across the song. And the one in Endgame, which actually sounds very similar to RX Soul, matches the inspiring, euphoric vibe of the instrumental. Euphoria is actually pretty big in this EP generally, especially in the builds where he gets that aspect spot on. But in spite of all this good, I am left thinking more than anything about where Rott N Roll Part 2 is lacking. He is clearly an exceptional constructor of songs, and the quality of sound is near unparalleled in dubstep music, but I find the ideas almost all quite uninspiring, predictable, even boring at times. I think of the Dead Symphonic and Reanimation EPs and wonder, yet again, where a lot of the cleverness has gone with his style. I know he has to progress and change as a producer, and in terms of sound design, he's improved leaps and bounds over the last few years. His sound is even more ferocious and full of attitude, always lots going on and everything is so clearly heard. But it would be absolutely next level, knockout music, if he had the drop ideas to match that. It's as if that aspect has been almost completely pushed to the side in the pursuit of sonic excellence. It's maddeningly electric, amazingly composed, but there's hardly anything here that really moves me like his works of the past. Another victim, perhaps, of setting too high a standard, but honestly, if you have that in your locker originally, then you always do. And I seriously doubt that he's run out of ideas completely. He's a brilliant musician. It's just that's not where his intention lies right now, which is a shame for those who love him for his inventiveness, but he is making others happy with this sound. You just can't have it all. I will always be someone who really looks forward to a new Zomboy project. I don't think that will ever leave me. But I must admit it's been a while since I enjoyed something substantial from him, and this one definitely adds to that catalogue of projects. Now, in terms of my favourite on the EP, then I'm quite torn between the beastliness of the Must Die collab and the experimentation of Endgame, so I think I'd say I like them equally. And in terms of recommendations, if you enjoyed the EP, then I would look at Rott N Roll Part 1 and other recent Zomboy stuff. I don't think there's anyone else in dubstep making tracks with this kind of scope and cinematic appeal. And so there we have it, guys, for another review on the Nawtystep channel, this time of the new EP from Zomboy, released on Never Say Die Records, Rott N Roll Part 2. Thank you very much, and as always, for tuning in. What did you guys make of Rott N Roll Part 2? Do you have a favourite track of the 5? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, then be sure to give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, hitting the notification bell along the way. For those that are new, Nawtystep is all about coverage of bass music across a wide variety of genres, from EP and album reviews to top 5s and top 10s, rave footage, opinion pieces, and more. So again, if that's something that interests you, then consider subscribing. For some other Never Say Die related videos on the channel, check out the link next to my head somewhere. If you're not following Nawtystep across social media yet, links to all of those are in the description box down below. And lastly, if it's naughty, then you know guys, so be sure, as always, to keep it naughty and stay safe. And I shall see all of you legends in the next one. Peace out.